Hey, this is Belinda with the Southern Scribe, and I have another vintage style journal to share with you. This one I call Etta Mae, and it's named after two of my aunts, my dad's sisters. Now, I know the rest of the country probably says aunt, but in Mississippi they're aunts. And Aunt Mae is still with us, but Aunt Etta, like my dad, has already passed away. And I just love the style of this journal. It's a mixed media cover. The book measures 4.5 by 6.5 with the pages slightly smaller. There are 88 total writing surfaces in this book with lots of tags, and there's some lace, and I'll show you when we go inside. The binding is another hidden binding like I did on my last book, and we'll do a little close-up here so I can show you a little bit more of the cover. There's a Victorian lady on the front, and she's on top of the paper embossed background of tiny dots. This is very vintage looking fabric that's all over the book. There is an extremely dark coffee stained tag here that is stamped with music notes there, sheet music notes, with a die cut over the top. There's a half of a doily, some crocheted lace fabric with buttons down at the bottom, and some little flowers with bling, paper flowers. This is just a stamped cut image that I pinned onto the book. And in this corner there's an old book page with some very shreddy fabric with some buttons and thread there, as you can see. And the spine is 1 3/4. It's almost 2 inches. And on the back is a piece of the handmade rose paper that my husband makes, and with a die cut across there. And this is perfect for writing your name, or if you don't like the name Etta Mae, you can name this journal anything you want to, certainly. Write that here, or the dates that are contained within. It has a brown ribbon tie closure, and we'll just go inside and take a look. On the inside cover there's a pocket, and I backed it with some scrapbook paper that has notebook page lines on it. And this is scrapbook paper, makes a little demi pocket there, a tuck spot with some stamping and script writing. And this is tracing paper, coffee stain tracing paper, with some ephemera for the pocket on coffee stained paper. And I made Etta Mae her own encaustic art bookmark. This one says Beautiful Moments, and there's a sort of a floral medallion that I just roughly cut and put inside a tea bag. And there's some raw burlap with paper flowers and fibers at the top with little pearl embellishments, and of course there's wax all over the top. And the back is, this one doesn't have the roses in it, but it's some more handmade paper that my husband made, and I just lightly coffee stained that. And there's the tea bag string that was originally on the tea bag. So that comes with Etta Mae. And on the first page there's a music note stamped page with a die cut with lace trim. And when you turn it over on this page, I added a little fabric embellishment here. It's sewn down to the page, and there are 3 pins and 3 rusty paper clips. Those are your extras, and I'll show you where you can use those in just a minute, so that you have some extra things to attach goodies in your journal. This page, there is a paper tag, and this has a little, you can see the little punch there on the border. There's the back. I've got it through the punch, of course. I'll fix it later, sorry. All right, there's a book page, and this is where your extra pins are going to come into play, right here, because I left these this time. I did not put gesso on top of them, and that's so that you can pin your own photographs, newspaper clippings, whatever you want down to these pages, or tape them down, whichever you like. Some more ephemera. on a page that's punched on the edge there. Scrapbook paper, lots of coffee staining. Little tag, and these little tags like this all have different ribbon toppers. There's some more ephemera. I shrunk the ephemera down to be more size appropriate for this journal. You can see there. This is another one of those pages that you can use your extra clips or pins on with a little die cut on it. A tag with ribbon trim at the top of this one on an edge punch page. And daisy lace sewn on the music note paper here. And this is an envelope, and it's just coffee stained, and inside of it I just have a couple of little pieces of coffee stained scrapbook paper for note writing, and you can certainly add photographs or newspaper clippings, whatever you like, inside of the little coffee stained envelope there. And all of the paper clips are rusted. There's another page there, another lace trimmed scrapbook paper page. And this is a pocket that I made out of some scrapbook paper and put two little tags in it. Both of them have ribbon pulls. Scrapbook paper with lace. More edge punch paper. Another piece of ephemera. I believe most of this ephemera was Tsunami Rose. I just changed the sizing when I printed it. There's another page for journaling. Lots of journaling room in this book. I left it actually a little bit plainer than I've been leaving some of my others, so that you have more room to add photographs and memories. A die cut on another dictionary page there that's heavily coffee stained. Ephemera pinned to a page with the punch edge there. Coffee stained paper. Most of the paper is very heavily coffee stained. Another page for you to add embellishment to with photographs or clippings or whatever you want. This coffee stained paper. Another piece of ephemera, and I loved this one because we have a Canton here in Mississippi. Although this one says Canton, North Carolina, I still loved it. Pretty lace trim on the coffee stained paper. And that's the first signature. This is the second signature. It begins with scrapbook paper with lace and a die cut. A pocket with ephemera on coffee stained paper. Another edge cut page there, and this one has the die cut. This one is a big ribbon. Get that off of there. See? With pretty scrapbook paper, rusted paper clip for a tuck spot. Edge cut paper there. Die cut embellishment on dictionary page. And scrapbook paper with daisy lace sewn on the edge. More ephemera on the back of that page. Coffee stained paper. Another tag with ribbon top on a little 3/4 page edge punched. And I coffee stained even the little punch phrase there, sorry. I coffee stained even the scrapbook paper, so it has a richness to it that makes it look so aged. There's lace sewn on the edge, and the pocket with the piece of ephemera, lace, and ephemera clipped on this page. I love Tsunami's ephemera. It looks so authentic. And more little punch edges there. Sometimes when I'm working I get in a hurry and I don't. That's a pretty page, I think. Scrapbook paper. And this tag match, is from this piece of paper. You can tell by the trim on the top. It says "So Lovely." Lots of lace and coffee staining and die cuts. I used a lot of die cuts in this one, and I tried to stick with the botanical theme there. A longer tag there. Coffee staining. It's a pretty piece of ephemera, and I just pinned it on the page with a rusty paper clip. Pocket, 2 tags. Put that in there. And there's the last page. And in the back pocket, I have a very large piece of ephemera on coffee stain paper. And this pocket is just like the one on the front with the tracing paper trim, the stamping, and the sewing. And I'm going to have this book for sale on my Facebook page. I'll leave a link to that below so that you can go and look at information if you'd like. And as always, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much, and have a great day. Thanks. Bye-bye.